You know, it feels like just yesterday we were sitting down talking about the TWAB, and today we're sitting down talking about the TWAB. Ladies and gentlemen, today is Thursday, which means the new This Week at Bungie blog post is out on the website, and we're going to be going over it in today's video. Bungie goes over a multitude of things, from bug fixes, the return of Umbral Engrams, their improvements that they're making to the title system, as well as some details for Season of the Hunt and next season. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it, and let's start off with the sticking around bullet point in the TWAB. It says that, as we have mentioned in the past, we are moving to make seasonal content stick around longer to reduce the amount of FOMO, otherwise known as fear of missing out. Our goal is to help players experience narrative beats and activities even if they start playing later after the season has ended. Here's a look at what's sticking around from Season of the Hunt into the end of Year 4. Story missions will be able to be launched from a node in the Director, Wrathborn hunts, Adored quests will continue to be available, the Crow's vendor screen will be on the Tangled Shore, Hawkmoon exotic quest and the Master activities, Seasonal Seal and the Warden title, and Seasonal Seal must be earned by the deadline on the Bungie rewards page. Due to an issue blocking the Triumph, will be adjusting this deadline. They say that here are a few things that will no longer be available at the end of Season of the Hunt, which would be Crow's bounties, messages from the field, seasonal artifact, and the season pass. They say that shifting to keep more of this content around after the season ended has created some weirdness for Season of the Hunt, which was initially designed assuming the old model. This is why Crow was still hanging around in Spider's Lair right after being unceremoniously kicked out earlier in the season. You may see other anomalies involving the Crow in Season 13, as it would be moving to a new destination while also remaining on the Tangled Shore to enable Season of the Hunt content tied to his inventory. Season 13 should avoid these rough edges as its content has been designed from the outset to remain throughout Year 4. And one of the things that they mentioned here with Crow is kind of like how Hawthorne was always on the farm in the base Destiny 2, as well as in the tower at the exact same time. And this kind of gives me those sort of vibes. I don't really think it's all that much of a big deal. They then move on to talk about Umbral Engrams. They say that they're back and they're pretty insane. Back in 2020, Season of Arrivals introduced a new feature called Umbral Engrams, which allowed Guardians to focus rewards to types of weapons and armor rolls they most desired. The system was well received by the community, so we decided to do a little tuning and bring them back for Season 13, as well as future seasons in Year 4. While the new seasonal activity will always provide the fastest path to earning new rewards, we want to ensure that regardless of how you spend your time in Destiny, Umbral Engrams allow you to chase new rewards. I hope for a fact that they are new and not just reissues, but we'll see when we get there. They say that similar to Season of Arrivals, Umbral Engrams will drop from completing a variety of content. We have pared back the number of activities that will drop so you can focus on the following activities if you're looking to farm them: Patrols, Strikes, Crucible, Gambit, The Ordeal, Public Events, Blind Well, Nightmare Hunts, Exo Challenges, Empire Hunts, and the new seasonal activity. Note, Umbral Engrams also have a chance to drop from defeating enemies anywhere in the game, so even if you're not grinding the list of activities and playlists, you'll still be earning some Umbral Engrams. You may notice fewer Umbral Engrams sitting in your inventory than before, and while it was fun to watch Umbral Engrams rain down on players in S11, the drop rates were higher than expected, so we're rebalancing the drop rate. There'll be a short quest to show players how to use the new Prismatic Recaster, read more about this below, to focus Umbral Engrams. This quest is account wide, so you only have to do it once. Before we go more into the whole Umbral Engram situation, I just want to say that I think that the Umbral Engram system, while it is a very good system, it isn't going to be a good system in this new season if there is not a lot of new loot. The thing that made it really awesome was that we did see the revisions of some older weapons that never really had random perks, stuff like the Ikelos SMG, and we also had some new stuff like the Fallen Guillotine, for example. And it was also a new system, we all enjoyed it, we thought it was pretty cool, but in my opinion, if they bring this back and it has a ton of revised weapons and stuff that we've already seen, I don't think personally I'm really going to enjoy it as much as everyone else, but I just thought I'd go and throw that in there. I really want new loot with this system. They go on to talk about the Prismatic Recaster next, and they say that this returns as a kiosk with the capability to change Umbral Engrams into focused Umbral Engrams, which contain smaller loot tables, and because Umbral Engrams are here to stay, the new Recaster will have a different page for each season, and you'll be able to focus Engrams to the season of your choice. Once you have used the Prismatic Recaster to focus your Engram, you'll still be able to take it to the Umbral Decoder to claim your new reward. Note, the Season of the Hunt Wrathborn rewards will not be featured in the recaster because players can still use the lure to chase specific weapons and roles. So one part of this recaster, from the looks of it, is going to have previous seasonal loot so that you'll actually be able to get that instead of needing to hope to get it from the world loot pool, which I do think is fine, but like I said, we are going to need some new rewards in there as well, so don't just throw a bunch of random garbage and revised stuff in there. I do think that having previous season stuff is really good to get it out of the world loot pool so that players can reliably get it, but I just hope that the new to old ratio is in a good spot and not in a bad spot. They move on to talk about the Prismatic Lens, and they say that we have a new way to unlock different focusing options for your Umbral Engrams through a new reward called the Prismatic Lenses. They say a Prismatic Lens will unlock a new focusing option so you can target a narrower collection of gear and target specific armor stats. Let's hope that these armor stats aren't quoted as high and only end up being around 54. They say that you'll be able to earn Prismatic Lenses by doing various activities in game, and you can track your progress towards unlocking lenses as the Prismatic Recaster. We don't want to spoil everything though, so we'll let you discover how you start earning these in S13. After the Umbral Engrams and the FOMO stuff, they then move on over to the title improvements. They say that one of the most satisfying feelings in Destiny is watching your list of completed triumphs fill up to unlock new seals and titles. We have some plans to further improve this feature and give you yet another way to flex on other guardians in the tower. Here's the Triumphs design team with the details. They say, hey everyone, welcome to a new year. We wanted to share our changes coming to seals and titles in S13, and I'm pretty sure you've noticed we've been shipping a Flawless and Conquer title every single season for the last 3. We like the idea of re-engaging with titles season over season, but we don't like the challenge and time commitment of doing the entire thing every season, so it's time to make a change. As always, we start with the goals. Allow players to show their engagement with the core ritual season over season, preserve the value of earning the base title, and decrease the amount of grind required season over season for players that want to earn them all. They say that starting with S13, if a player has completed the seal for one of the core ritual titles, Unbroken, Dredgen, Flawless, Conqueror, players will have a series of additional seasonal objectives to gild that title. But wait, what does gild mean? A new series of seasonal objectives to gild a core ritual title, a new border around the seal in the Triumphs UI, a pip tracking how many times in your career that you've gilded the title, so basically Conqueror 3 for example, and a new color and symbol for the title over your head so that you can show it off, of course. They then give us this image right here, which shows the actual Flawless seal, and it says title gilding resets at the end of every season. They then say, what do I have to do to gild a title? It says once you finish the base seal and claim your hard-earned title, a list of optional seasonal objectives will be revealed. By completing these seasonal objectives, you will earn the gild for the season. So we have things like defeating guardians in trials matches, win matches with the Flawless Empyrean emblem, and you just do a bunch of other things. It goes from around 5 triumphs to 10 total, and you can see that it turns orange, it's gilded, it has a symbol next to it and everything like that. So that's what the Flawless will look like. And they say that what happens when the season is over, they say that each season the optimal gilding objectives will reset and may even change to fit the unique experiences of any given season. All the base objectives of the title will be preserved and your title will revert to its typical purple coloring. They say that which titles will be affected by this: the 4 core rituals of Trials, the Ordeal, Crucible, and Gambit. So Flawless, Conquer, Unbroken, and Dredgen. They say feedback on this please. The main feedback that I can personally give is that I think that this is a good idea. I think it's cool for them to try to improve the whole title situation. Of course, it is a completely cosmetic thing that basically just shows that, hey, you know, I did such and such, and, you know, it's a really cool thing, and I like that they're trying to improve it. However, you know, if being able to see how many times you've gilded a title is difficult to see, then I don't think people are going to want to do this. People are going to want to see a permanent progression, I guess, on their title if they've done it multiple times. For example, if you've went Flawless, let's say 4 times, I think your title should say Flawless I5 or something like that, you know, the Roman numerals for 4. It should have something like that to basically permanently show, hey, I've been Flawless and done the guild 4 different times in the title itself. So I think as long as it has a number accompanied with it, if you've done it multiple times, if you gilded it multiple times and everything like that, I think it's a good idea. But if it's kind of hard hard to see how many times you've done a guild or how many times you completed it, and it just resets the next season. I don't think people are really gonna like that. For me personally, I'll probably be getting Conqueror done multiple times, you know, time after time again, just because I'll be running Grandmasters for the loot and for the new Adept weapons that are coming out and everything like that. But for anything else, I mean, like dredging, I'd probably not going to, plus it's Gambit, so, but you know, I don't know. I mean, we'll see how it is. They do say that they want some feedback, so maybe they'll change it before it's implemented, or they'll change it shortly after it is. The last thing that I want to mention, actually two other things, is the known issues. Of course, there's been a lot of issues ever since the newest update dropped with the Hawkmoon mission. Of course, you can't get the Warden title right now, and there's a lot of stuff right here that is showing, you know, that they're going to be fixing a lot of the issues with the, you know, High Celebrant mission, with the Hawkmoon mission, with some of the titles and everything like that. So those are the known issues. And the last thing that they mentioned in this TWAB is actually a message from Cosmo and Joe Blackburn. They say that we know that a lot of community conversation is happening around the current state of the game. They say, I don't want to lean too far into the we're listening meme, but it's 100% true that we take community feedback to heart and are absolutely considering community concerns and suggestions as we continue to evolve our plans for 2021 and beyond. Earlier this week, game director Joe Blackburn put out a tweet mentioning this, and that we'll give an update to the community with a deeper dive into the state of Destiny. Of course, that's going to be happening next season. They said that we love Destiny 2 and love having the privilege to work on it, and we're excited about some of the changes we have next season, and we'll have some more to lay out over the next few weeks as well. Thanks for playing. And guys, that's going to be it for this TWAB. In general, I think it's a pretty decent one. Like I said, we're going to have to see how the whole title situation ends up boiling over, and if it's really going to be a true improvement or just having a orange title for the last few weeks of a season. I do hope that the whole title thing does work out. I hope that the Umbral Engram system works out as well and that things go well there. I am glad that they are doing some things about FOMO with Season of the Hunt and mini seasons going forward, so that's really cool as well. So I don't know, man, this TWAB was pretty good. Nothing insane though. We're just gonna have to see, just like the previous one talking about the changes to Crucible reputation and everything like that, we're just gonna have to wait and see how it's implemented before we can really get a solid opinion on if it's good or if it's bad. But guys, that's it for me. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments down below, and I'll see you guys next time.